Sharing now. Okay. Do it again. See if you can share it again. Nothing popped up yet.
There we go. Having some trouble, fellas. They gave us new laptops and I'm struggling.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So again, like I was saying, we're a press quarters team. So we play what I call motor technique. I know people use different terminology for it. Actually learned it when I was early in my college coaching days. Studied a guy named Ron Cooper who was at LSU, and have kind of tweaked it along the way now to kind of be more beneficial for us in what we do at the high school level. But that's kind of 4 steps that we teach throughout this progression. Obviously, most guys play with a squared stance. I teach my guys in high school, especially my freshmen and younger guys. I may let some seniors do some different things to have a stagger stance. I feel like a lot of times they false step when we square our stance up because they're young. They just haven't established how to be able to move efficiently yet. So I like to establish a push-off foot for them. So we use that as our inside foot. And then after that, our eyes are focused on what we call the thigh board of the wide receiver. So we're focusing on that front thigh of that wide receiver. We feel like that's going to keep our eyes down, allow us to be able to see the hips, but we'll be able to see that front leg kind of flinch, and that's going to initiate us starting into our motor technique. We're about 2 yards off of the receiver, so we're simulating press, but it's not really a press look at the same time. And the reason we do this is because we want to take away free access throws. And again, it's part of what we do scheme-wise. So these guys are taught that the first thing we're defending is the vertical route. We're defending the vertical route. So the first step in this process is what we call just getting out. And you're just going to see somewhat of a back pedal. I want it to be more of a 6-inch step, kind of replacing our feet. And we're really only going to stay in this for about 3 or 4 steps when we get ready to transition. All right. So you'll see him right now. We're just working on the first part of it, just getting out, being out fast. All right. And then we'll get to the second phase of things. Okay. So again, we're just getting out. Our eyes are still down on the hips of the receiver. That's what we're simulating right here. All right. Here's another guy doing it. We want to make sure, again, we're starting no false steps. We want to try to eliminate those things, keeping our eyes down. Again, just focusing on getting out. Okay. The second phase of it is what we call offhand jam. All right. Coach Watkins just spoke about offhand jam. All right. It's after we get out, again, it's 2 or 3 steps for us. Once that receiver declares his release, we're going to punch with that opposite arm. All right. We're aiming for the peck of that receiver. One of the things I want to concentrate my guys on, especially young guys, is shooting their head back as they throw it out. I try to teach it to them like it's a jab. I don't want to lean into it and end up off balance. But I do want to be aggressive with that punch and try to widen that release of that receiver. As I'm getting to that offhand jam, we also use what I refer to now as a shuffle step. It's basically a slide step that you've seen playing basketball and defense. And what we're doing there is trying to keep our shoulders square on the release, just in case that guy's selling us, outside release and try to come back inside on slant. All right, so that's one of the things we try to focus on here. So he's putting it all together now. He's going to get out fast, and then he's working his release with his offhand jam. All right, now when we work that offhand jam, I want his eyes to still be down on the hips of the receiver. All right, but we're punching high because we should be lower than our receiver, trying to get that pec or that shoulder, all right, and be able to widen his release, and we just finish in a squatted position. All right, so that's what we're looking to do there. All right, guys, he's going to work and go in the opposite direction, getting out, boom, punch high, sitting low with my eyes down, simulating eyes down on the hips of the receiver. All right, this next phase is something that I've kind of, again, created it as we've gone through it to help these guys kind of understand the technique better. And we refer to this third step as check through the comeback. Okay, and what I mean by that is we're really just checking through any intermediate route. All right, so we're looking comeback, dig, maybe it's the bench route, 10-yard out, whatever it may be. We're just checking those hips before we're prepared to play vertical. All right, so we're going to get out, we're going to throw our offhand jam, and then we're going to kind of be in a crossover run with our eyes located on the hip of that receiver, waiting for his hips to drop and simulate an intermediate route. Okay, so right now he's simulating like his comeback, all right, and he's coming out of it. Now we'll work this, depending on who we're playing each week, we'll work this at different depths. All right, some teams we play are more efficient in passing. They'll do it at 14. Some teams will do it at 12. Some people is at 10. So I want to try to get them that feel throughout the course of the week. All right, so he's going to work the same thing. He's getting out for step one, offhand jam, and now he's in his crossover run with his eyes down, working, check through the comeback. All right, and then the last phase of it is what we call it, just say all the way through. We're going to put all those steps together. All right, now we know it's a true vertical route. We're going to look to locate, get our shoulder in front, lean, try to squeeze our receiver to the sideline. And the biggest key that I try to get to these guys right now is I don't say look back for the ball. We want to look up for the football. All right, we don't want to turn our eyes back because the ball may already be in the air. We never locate it. We've seen plays where we're like, this guy's in position. How did he see the ball? Well, the ball's already here, and he's looking, at his shoulder instead of looking sky high. So we try to really concentrate on that part. Getting out, offhand jam, check through the comeback. Now I know it's vertical. I'm rolling my shoulders and getting my eyes up and try to look and locate the football. All right, going the opposite direction, same thing. All right, want to do a better job of leaning here. All right, but again, looking up to locate the football.